Join me as I dive deep into the world of masculinity and challenge myself to uncover its biggest secrets. Today, we're going to unravel the complexities of masculinity, examining its impact on individuals and society as a whole. It's a topic that's often misunderstood, and yet, it's crucial that we understand it, because it affects us all, whether directly or indirectly. Societal expectations versus authentic selves. This is a challenge that many men face. We're told to be strong, to be brave, to never show emotions. But what happens when these expectations clash with who we truly are? We're left feeling trapped, feeling like we can't be ourselves, because it's not manly enough. The pressure to conform is immense, and it's a weight that many men carry around with them every single day. This can lead to feelings of frustration, of anger, of resentment, and even depression. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it's one that we need to talk about. We need to create a space where men can be themselves, without fear of judgment, without fear of being seen as less than a man. We need to recognize that being a man doesn't mean being invincible, it means being human. For many men, the fear of being rejected, of being seen as weak, is a constant companion. It's a fear that holds them back from forming deep connections, from building meaningful relationships, from being their true selves. It's a fear that's ingrained in us from a young age, and it's one that's difficult to shake off. But it's not impossible. We can start by recognizing that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. We can start by being honest about our feelings, about our fears, about our doubts. We can start by being kind to ourselves, and to others. The mask of masculinity is one that's worn by many men, but it's a mask that's suffocating them. It's a mask that's preventing them from being their true selves, from forming genuine connections, from living a life that's authentic and meaningful. We need to take off this mask, and we need to do it now. We need to recognize that being a man doesn't mean being perfect, it means being human. As we delve deeper into the complexities of masculinity, we'll explore the various definitions of what it means to be a man. We'll look at how cultural influences have shaped our views of masculinity, and how they've impacted our mental health and relationships. We'll examine the toxic aspects of masculinity, and how they've led to a culture of entitlement, of aggression, of dominance. But we'll also explore the positive aspects of masculinity, the aspects that promote empathy, compassion, and kindness. One of the most significant cultural influences on our views of masculinity is the media. We're constantly bombarded with images of men who are strong, aggressive, and dominant. We're told that this is what it means to be a man, and we're encouraged to emulate these traits. But what about the men who don't fit into this mold? What about the men who are sensitive, emotional, and vulnerable? Where do they fit in? The truth is, they don't fit in, because they're not given a platform. They're not given a voice. And that's something that needs to change. The impact of these cultural influences on our mental health is immense. We're told to bottle up our emotions, to never show weakness, and to always be strong. But the reality is, this is unsustainable. We're human beings, not machines. We have feelings, we have emotions, and we need to express them. The pressure to conform to these societal norms is taking a toll on our mental health, and it's leading to a culture of anxiety, depression, and even suicide. Redefining masculinity is not about emasculating men, it's about embracing vulnerability, emotional expression, and empathy as strengths. It's about recognizing that being a man doesn't mean being invincible, it means being human. It's about creating a space where men can be themselves, without fear of judgment, without fear of being seen as less than a man. It's about promoting a culture of kindness, compassion, and empathy. One of the most powerful insights we can gain from redefining masculinity is that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to be open, to be honest. It takes courage to say, "I'm not okay," or "I need help." It takes courage to be human. And yet, this is what we need more of. We need more men who are willing to be vulnerable, who are willing to be open, who are willing to be human. As we redefine what it means to be a man, we need to recognize that it's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to be unsure, to be uncertain, to be vulnerable. We need to create a space where men can explore their emotions, where they can explore their fears, where they can explore their doubts. We need to create a space where men can be themselves, without fear of judgment, without fear of being seen as less than a man. As we wrap up this journey through the complexities of masculinity, I wanted to emphasize that this isn't just about men, it's about all of us. It's about creating a culture where everyone can thrive, where everyone can be themselves, without fear of judgment, without fear of being seen as less than. It's about promoting empathy, compassion, and kindness. Thanks for joining me on this journey. I'd love to hear your thoughts on masculinity in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos on related topics, and let's continue the conversation.